Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to The Return with Josh and Maria Cribbs. I am Maria Cribbs.
And I am Josh Cribbs. Welcome to The Return.
Welcome to the land, baby.
Maria, you was like, welcome, everyone. Then she kind of botched that a little bit.
What did I say?
That opening.
I'm on Advil, cold, and sinus right now, so forgive me for what may or may not take place during this show. But how's everybody feeling, Josh? How you feeling?
A little sick. You know,
Is
not
it the
like,
allergies, Brian? You good over there?
Not
I
physically.
feel pretty good.
Okay, you feel
Not
good.
physically.
Can't complain.
Oh.
Just mentally a little bit
That
after
game?
last night.
Okay, so this is the thing. I was asleep. You were yelling and screaming at the TV.
Maria was knocked out.
But you can watch
Sound
TV.
asleep.
Which is not like me. That's how you know I'm not feeling well, because usually I'm a night owl in the house.
Got it.
But why are you watching the game in our room?
I think anybody who was asleep next to somebody watching the game would have got woken up to what happened at the end of the game.
No matter what room?
No matter what room. You getting woken. Like, you was right behind me. You was right beside me, and I was still like, and I still run. I still, like, made a loud sound. I'm like, oh, my God, what in the world?
Ryan.
And it was immediately sick to I access the same hurt that I feel during football season when the Browns lose or fumble or make a bad play.
Oh, you access hurt?
I accessed hurt.
What time the game
And that's
come
how
on?
I felt with the Cavs
Ryan,
last night.
What time the game come on?
I think it tipped
7?
off at 7. Yeah.
I was in bed that early?
Yeah, because I think it wrapped up
You
around
was knocked out.
We wasn't.
It was
going.
like
9:30. Yeah,
9:38, something like
I
that.
went to bed that early?
Yeah, we had a busy day
we
yesterday.
was in a deposition
We had
all
a
day
busy
yesterday
day.
in court. So listen to this though. Ryan, if someone's asleep though, why would you tap them like, hey, there's a good game going on here, you might want to wake up? Josh, what
Was
made
it
you...
not a good game, Ryan, and the rest of Cleveland?
Yeah, I would have appreciated it.
It was
you know,
a really good
it's a
back and
playoff.
forth.
A little nudge?
It's a playoff game.
Yeah,
So
and
I
they
think
were
it's
up 20.
acceptable. Yeah.
They were up 20 points.
The Cavs were?
Yeah, that was one of the biggest margins that they were up. And then going into the fourth quarter, they were up 14.
Okay.
And the Pacers just
Started coming back.
chipped at that lead. And I saw it as it was happening. Like, they were up 14, and then the Pacers hit a 3. And then we turned the ball over. And then they went and got a 2. And then we started getting, missing shots wide open, missing a few layups here and there. And it came within 4 points. Then we got another score. I mean, it was just this back and forth. And then we were making mistakes. But one thing I saw was unquestionably deniable the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Donovan Mitchell was balling out. He was, it's this word called KPOS, what we learned in church, remember? To exhaustion, right? Like, when you give it all on the field, on the court, exhaustion. And I believe his exhaustion, him playing all those minutes, I think that cost us. And before I talk about, pose a question here and there, he has undeniable talent. He was exhausted. It was times where he couldn't even play defense or play offense. And rightfully so, relied on the supporting cast that was there.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember down the stretch, and I know he hates this. I know he would hate it watching film. Professional athletes watch film of themselves, especially after a loss like that. It was a few plays where, because he was so tired, Maria, he was at the Pacers were at the free throw line, and him and his man was at the 3-point line, right behind the shooter. And the shooter missed for the Pacers.
Okay.
And his guy went and ran and caught it off the rim and dunked it. He
Caught
was
his
in the
own-
air
he
too.
caught his own rebound?
No.
What?
The guy, Donovan Mitchell's guy.
Oh, when he was blocking, guarding.
He was beside him.
Okay.
And the Indiana Pacers shooter was at the free throw line. The shooter missed.
Okay.
And Donovan Mitchell's guy caught it off the rim and dunked it.
Well, what sucks even more about that is the fact that it wasn't allowed. Because if you watch it, the guy, you can't cross the 3-point line. Obviously, you have your people in the block waiting for the free throw. But if you're behind the 3-point line, you can't cross it until the ball hits the rim. And they didn't call it, but you could clearly see he was in front of the 3-point line.
Exactly.
So it should have been a lane violation.
It should have been. And then.
So it's not, hold on, it's not when they the free throw line and everybody lined up on the sides. They were all,
Yes.
So
they were shooting free throws.
You have your people, what you're talking about, Maria, but then you have your usually guards, your smaller guys. They're behind the 3-point line.
Position.
Catch the fast break.
Izzy was doing that. He Usually the coach would call them, they'd talk during that time.
Oh, okay. I'm like, wait a minute.
But during this time, they were just hanging out at the 3-point line.
Oh.
Right behind the shooter.
Okay. But you saying the guy was in front of the 3-point line.
You have to wait a certain time till the ball leaves the rim. Dang. And he didn't. And it should have been a
And no
foul.
one called it? No one called it at all?
No, they missed it. It should have been a lane violation and wouldn't have counted. But
those points mattered late down the stretch.
Yeah,
because then they were counting heavily, so much so on Donovan Mitchell that they just started to guard him a little hot, like put everything on.
They lock him down.
Yeah.
Like kind of like Myles Garrett.
They forced They forced a offensive foul. Remember, it should have been flagrant. And then now the rule says even a basketball move could be flagrant. But he caught the ball. Of course they're going to him. Of course he's going to try to get up it was a good defensive move to get there, beat him to the position. Again, Donovan Mitchell, he's given all he had, right? And at the end of the game, the supporting cast that the Cavs had did not come through or assist Donovan Mitchell and the team enough. Now, they have a lot of injuries.
I was just going to ask that. Were some people injured?
Yeah, they had a lot of injuries. Garland didn't play. They had a lot of people down.
Okay.
Who usually comes through and is significant for their bench because they have a lot of depth.
Right.
Their bench has been playing, and that's
right. They're starters for a reason.
That's been tremendous for this team. That Donovan Mitchell usually could take a break, and they still blowing a team out by 20.
Yeah.
That didn't happen last night. I think in the playoffs at this stage, second round, Pacers come into play. They're coached well. They've been guarding the Cavs behind the arc a lot. They've done their homework on the Cavs. They guard their sweet spots. Okay, the Cavs make 40-something% of 3-point shots. They've went several games, a high percentage of games, Ryan and Maria, knocking down at least 10 3-point shots. If a team makes
30 points right there.
3-point shots a game,
right?
10 of them, you average that, no less than. So what do you do as a coach on defense? Now we're gonna go outside the arc. We're gonna take away their threes,
right?
Because that's what helps them separate from other teams, their shooting ability. So I think that their supporting cast has been severely depleted. My question is, do you think they can come back from a 2-0 deficit, Ryan, without Garland? I know he has the turf toe or the what do you call it?
I don't know what you call it, but yeah, his toe's banged up. And DeAndre Hunter missed last game. Evan Mobley missed last game. Do I think they could come back down 0-2? I think it's very possible they go into Indiana and win both games, and it's a tied series coming back to Cleveland for game
Is Mobley
game 5.
coming back?
But that's the thing. I don't know. We're not going to find out.
Mobley and Garland.
They don't have to do the first injury report till we're recording today. It's Wednesday till tomorrow on Thursday, and then they'll probably list them as questionable and it'll be a game time decision. Without those three, no. But if they're all healthy, Friday, I believe.
Now, national news, national sports pundits have been kind of dogging Garland.
Why?
One in particular, what was it? Stephen A.
Oh.
And it was basically like, I want to be like, man, they ain't out there playing football. Like, it's so much skill set in basketball. He wouldn't know that toe is there. You can't.
You need your toe.
If you can't stop on a dime
if it
and
was
put
your
pressure.
Pinky toe, what toe is it? The main, your big toe?
I guarantee you it ain't a pinky toe.
Okay. If it's
Cut that bad boy
And we
off.
also don't know how bad it is because last year the thing was with Jared Allen sitting out in the playoffs and everybody was accusing him of being soft because he said he had like a bruised rib, but no, come to find out it was like busted. And they just kept it on the DL. Yeah. So, I mean, it could be the same thing for Garland. They're not showing their cards, and it could be really severe. We just don't know that if that's the case or not.
As a fan, though,
this team, as it is, and I'm going to let you ask it in a minute, should have won last night. They should have pulled out the stops and did what I think the coach, and he said this, he said he should have played more guys. And but I believe wholeheartedly they should have won last night. And they should have, coach should have saw it. You know, it happens. It shouldn't happen at this stage in playoffs, but these things happen.
Yeah.
I think you wait for regular season for that. You have to be prepared for them situations. You got to be seeing it like, oh shoot, we down up 9, we's up 4. It's trending badly for us. We're trending badly.
Yeah.
Let's do something. Give me a timeout. Hey, we got to rework this thing. We're gonna switch the rotation, get fresh bodies in there, a constant rotation, get these guys fresh. Let's switch up our defense. Look, they coming out on us. We're gonna run this. Like, the same thing that we want to say against Kevin Stefanski during the season, we don't adjust good enough. When something ain't working, we don't adjust good enough. And I don't want to bring Kevin Stefanski into this Cavs talk, but I feel there wasn't adjustments made at the end of the game. And they ran out of gas.
It's crazy because I assume because we did so well in the beginning of the season, like, oh, this ain't nothing. But would you rather start a season off rusty and then go into the playoffs, everything coming together, being cohesive, opposed to, I just thought we were going to just sweep through a couple of teams, like the first two series of the playoffs. Yeah.
Let me tell you this. It only matters how you finish. Damn. You can have the worst season. If you limp into the playoffs and finish strong, that's the only thing that matters.
That's right.
That's the only thing. People don't remember how you start. They remember how you finish. Nobody will be talking about, the Cavs was undefeated, went 20 straight, went 30. Nah, they going to be like, the Cavs came up short in the second round. That's all they will remember from this season. It's only how you finish. With that, we'll take our first commercial break. We'll get back at it.
Be right back.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Smart Choice Windows. Energy-efficient products at an affordable price. Visit smartchoicewindows.com today.
Welcome back to the return. I have to admit, if I was playing on the Cavs and we was killing it like we was in the beginning of the season, I would have some sense of not cockiness, but just reassurance that, we got this. Like we already, because they already played the Pacers, right? Were they one of the ones we played in the beginning of the season?
They actually, so I think they played them 4 times, and the Pacers actually, I believe, won 3 out of the 4 in the regular season. But that being said, 2 of those games were literally the last 2 games of the season, and the Cavs were playing their entire bench.
They were resting.
Okay.
And still, they have a jump on our system. Mm-hmm. Just like, and I'll keep relating to football, just like the Texans.
I wonder why.
We played the Texans the last game, one of the last games of the year, and they got a jump on our system. So that once it became playoffs, they were able to, be ready for it and to overly prepare. And they knew our knockout punch. They made us feel, the Texans did, like we didn't have to really go into our playbook. At least that's what it looked like.
Right.
Because they played such a horrible game. And that's what it looked like for the last 2 games. Because honestly, if you put money, if this series was just starting, you put money on the Cavs, you're not making that much. Because the Cavs are set to be this good.
Right.
So they're not meeting even Vegas's standards right now.
Right.
The Cavs are a really good football team.
Baseball.
I love seeing how good.
I mean, basketball. You said football, I said baseball. You said the Cavs are a really good football team.
I did.
And then I said baseball.
Maria said baseball.
It's hard.
They're a good hockey team.
Messed up.
They're a good hockey
But
team.
you see
all the sports,
but
they're a good hockey team.
But you see, that's what my heart is.
I get
football.
We're talking about basketball right now, Josh.
I get
the
it.
Cavs.
I know.
You're right.
I know.
Okay.
I'm thinking one thing and saying another.
Right.
It's hard to take football when we talking sports out of my psyche.
Right.
Because I relate it, and you see, I keep coming with the football terminologies, but everybody was there too. I seen Joe Hayden when he came
at the game.
He wore the orange Cavs gear,
the retro.
And I was thinking, I had my orange Cavs gear, but it was still a LeBron jersey. Y'all don't see the shirt I got on.
It's a nice shirt.
This
look at that.
LeBron's jersey.
The draft day.
Yes, his draft picture. He holding up his jersey.
His white suit that's about 6 sizes too big.
Yeah, Josh so pretty with those Steve Harvey suits on.
Yeah, dude.
They all did back then.
But it was hard to get fitted clothes for athletes
they so
that
tall,
are 6'7",
though.
6'9", 7 feet. But Joe Hayden was out there. They was showing him, and Myles Garrett was hyping the crowd up. I heard his name when you were asleep. I'm laying in the bed. They was like, "Yeah, we Myles Garrett right there," and then he made an appearance on national TV. Just hyping the crowd and being shown on the jumbotron. I was like, man, we probably should have went to the game.
Yeah.
But we were, I was there quiet, just like, come on, Cavs, close this game out.
He was not quiet. Trust me.
No, I'm just. It's hard to. I felt like I was by myself watching the Browns game. But the Cavs have garnered the respect of a lot of Browns fans who normally don't tune in for basketball games.
For sure.
They've garnered the respect. They've garnered more of my attention. I wasn't usually tuning in too much unless I go to the games in the regular season or the playoffs. But because Donovan Mitchell's in the boys,
killing it.
Garland in the boys,
right.
Mobley,
hold on,
because they were playing so good.
I ain't trying to be messy, but I am. Would you say you kind of stopped watching the Cavs when LeBron left? Because you had the shirt on.
I would say, pretty much.
I wonder if
I watched them again when they make it to the playoffs, But they weren't making no run like they did this season.
Yeah.
20 games straight or something. It looked like Moneyball out there.
Yeah.
Like they was winning, you know what I'm saying?
It's must-watch TV.
Yeah, like
the
this
Cavs
was
play,
I'm like,
yeah.
Their regular season was looking like playoffs.
Yeah.
You know, the way they was rallying, the fans was in it. I mean, the atmosphere, and I was watching for that. The Cavs, the Cleveland atmosphere at that arena, Rocket Mortgage, was rocking.
Ryan, would you say you watch more football or basketball?
Oh, 100%. It's not even close. Football.
Football?
Yeah,
You watch basketball, right?
Huh?
You watch basketball, though, right?
Yeah, just
is
not.
Browns
Like,
town.
I'll only watch, to be honest with you, unless it's a really marquee game. I'll
Okay.
only watch the Cavs, but I'll watch the worst two teams play football game 10 out of 10 times.
Okay, you're like, I'm tuning to football.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's,
Yeah.
okay, that's normal, Josh.
Yeah, I mean,
You're not abnormal.
No, I didn't say I was.
Oh,
This is
I thought-
Brownstown. We all know that.
Oh,
This is
okay.
Brownstown.
Oh.
When the Cavs won the championship with LeBron, it had everybody represent. Like everybody who was anybody in Cleveland was representing on that stage, and there was a lot of football representation.
Right.
Myself included. Like we all shared in the victory of the teams.
Right.
We root for them, they root for us, and vice versa. So I'm hurting for them. I'm hurt. I was feeling more bad, like, God, I know they're gonna be hurt off this. It was excellent play though, you know, and
How much they lose by?
1 point.
Oh!
Yeah, now I made that sound.
On
That
a
was what I
last second
did.
three. On a last second three.
Are you serious?
Less than 10 seconds. They were up 2 with less
That's why
than
you
10
can't let
seconds.
games get that
And
close.
I knew he was going for the 3
Yeah.
because he got the rebound. They got an offensive rebound, and he took it outside the arc. He took it back outside the arc, and then a step back 3.
Where was that one player a couple of games ago that was just killing it?
You gotta- you
He was
gotta
just throwing.
give
he
me
was
more
just throwing up
information than
threes.
that. No information, but the one player
We
that was
shouted him
killing
out.
it,
We did. He just
was he on
really
the Cavs?
yes on the Cavs, and he just had like an awesome game out of nowhere.
Was
I'm
it-
like, I forget his
Was
name.
was it somebody coming in?
I think it was. Yeah, I think it's somebody new.
The one player that's injured. I think they
injured?
brought him on for defense. That's what you
But,
talking about?
I don't know, probably, but he's.
Well, why you?
Because I'm trying to understand,
You
like,
can't. You got to get more
no,
than that.
I know,
Who
right?
the one guy who had the top hat
you know the one.
and the fancy shoes?
He put up like
what?
13. He did like 13 points in like something minutes. He was going off a couple of games ago, and we did shout him out. I forget who he was, but I
It
guess I'm
probably
wondering
was
like
Garland.
it wasn't
think it was
Garland.
Garland.
Nah, he was some young kid. He knew.
Garland is young.
Ty Jerome?
Yes,
Maybe?
that was him. Ty, that was him. That was him.
Was he white?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
I didn't want to say it, but he was white.
Well, that's what
Nothing
you
wrong
got.
with
Yeah,
saying
he was,
that.
okay, he was white. He was white kid. Yeah, I mean, white guy. He was
Say
killing.
that.
But
That's a description.
Did
They
he
don't
play
have.
last night?
So he did play last night because he's playing a lot because Darius Garland is out.
Uh-huh.
And
He did.
unfortunately, yesterday was the worst game of his career.
I was about to
okay,
say.
So, see, that's, I
I
was
was about to
going
say.
somewhere with that. Like,
See, I
where was
said
he
that.
at?
I said
Yeah.
that at the top. Like he's a supporting cast.
What's his name?
Ty Jerome.
Ty Jerome.
Yeah,
That's
he's
him.
a supporting cast.
Hey, hold on,
still
no.
came through a
his
few
name,
times.
His name don't sound white at all. Don't do it.
Doesn't.
Hold up, did he hit a 3
No, Ty
before
Ty
half?
him.
He did. He came through with the.
I think he was 1 for 14 shooting.
Ugh.
That's what I'm saying. I wonder where he was.
Yeah.
How does that happen, though, Josh? When you have a killer game, like what happens?
So you have to fill it in warm-ups too, and you have to get enough shots throughout the course of the game to get warmed up as well.
Okay.
But they should already be warmed up. But again,
Yeah.
remember I told you how players should warm up.
Yeah.
They should be lathered up and kind of got that nice little sweat going at the top at the right when the buzzer starts.
Yeah,
Right
yeah.
at the tip ball, jump ball.
Mhm.
They should have a little readiness about them. That's
Right.
how their warm up should be. So you don't know why a guy usually doesn't perform. This is basketball. It's a lot of skill.
Well, when
and
you've ever had
perfection
an
involved.
off game, have you ever had an off game?
Of course. Off game.
I ain't never seen
Play
you have
for
no
the
off
Cleveland
game. I ain't never
Browns.
seen Josh Griggs have no off game, but
Off game don't mean it's not about effort.
so okay,
It's not about effort.
my bad.
Sometimes it's not seeing the hole, not being able to time it up. A lot of holes I hit, if I don't get it right when I'm supposed to, I miss it and it's done.
Okay,
And so yeah, a lot of off games. Man.
so it's not okay.
Yeah,
All
a
right.
lot of off
I just
games.
wonder how somebody could just be like on point,
Yeah.
and then a couple games later you just like non-existent. So that's
Right.
why I was wondering where Ty Jerome was.
Yeah.
That's all. We're gonna take a quick break.
Yeah.
We
Browns.
got football. Browns
Yeah,
coming
of
up
course,
next.
of
All right, don't go
course.
anywhere, you guys. We'll be right back.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Pure AV, luxury home automation. Experience your dream smart home by visiting pureavcorp.com.
Hey everyone, welcome back to The Return with Josh and Maria Cribbs. Now this segment is brought to you by our friends over at Pure AV. Now Pure AV specializes in sales, service, and installation of a variety of smart home technologies. They do it all. They can help you get the perfect sports watching setup with their high-performance audio and video displays. They even offer hidden audio and video options that allow you to keep a clean, elegant interior without sacrificing your favorite technology. Pure AV can set you up with invisible architectural speakers that are hidden in your walls and ceilings, as well as disappearing TVs that vanish behind art or mirrors. Visit pureavcorp.com to see everything they have to offer for your home today, baby. I wish you would have been watching somewhere where we had pure AV system setups. You wouldn't be interrupting my sleep during that Cavs game.
I'm thinking about having them create a studio for
you ain't thinking about nothing, stop.
In the basement.
Oh.
And I don't want you to be mad when you come and see it and be like, you know, like, oh, you spent that money. Well, I want to move in a different house.
It's not in the budget right now.
I want to go into a different house.
Ryan, do you watch TV in your bedroom or in the living room?
I watch in the living room. Well, now that I'm in my own place. When I didn't, I used to always watch in my room.
Your room,
but now I watch in the living room.
See, that's what you should do. Go to the living room, please. And the TV was so loud. I felt like I knew
she was going to use you to say, that's what you should
have
do.
Pure AV build you a soundproof room.
Something, because you, Josh.
That's why the theater room downstairs.
But I feel like the theater room might need to have a bed in it, because why do people watch TV?
It's about as big as our studio.
No, last night I learned why people do not to have television in their bedroom. I just was like, no, you got to go somewhere else.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, as you get older, you want, it's like you want me to be in a different bedroom. I get it.
Brian laugh like that?
I didn't mean to laugh.
He's not used to you saying it that often.
Oh, yeah, everybody knows I'm 28.
Yeah, because you was 21 for a few years.
No, I've always been 28, forever 28.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had a bunch
it was
of 28
forever
birthdays.
21, and now that they've been going out of business.
Man, let's talk some Browns, please.
Now it's 28.
Yes.
Okay, let's hop into some
What we got
Browns
going?
stuff.
What's going on?
Everything's going on. I mean, when we talk about, you know, first I want to talk about the jersey numbers.
Yeah.
You know, Diontae Carter. He's a 7-year professional athlete, you know, a veteran. Do we feel... Is he supposed to...
No, I already know what you're going to ask.
Fill me in. What happened?
He has number 2.
And it should be Diontae Carter's number if he wants it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think...
I thought, yeah.
He wasn't even number 2. I think that was a veteran move. That was a veteran move. That was called the overlay underlay.
Overlay underlay.
And what that is, ladies and gentlemen, the overlay underlay is, I have a plan. It's a plan. It's a scheme. And I think he's trying to get Shador to buy the number from him.
So what number was he?
I think he was like, he was just a different number. I forgot which number he was. I actually coached him.
What made him think Shador wanted that number?
Younger.
Did you?
Say it again.
What made him think that Shador wanted that number? Shador was number 2 at Colorado?
Correct.
Oh, I thought he was... No, that was 12 was Hunter. My bad. Yeah,
right. Now they both have 12.
Okay.
And guess who else has 12, Ryan?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Oh, yeah.
That was his kind of mentor coach
TB12.
a little bit.
Yeah.
So Shador actually wants the 12, but do we think... Okay, we know that the veteran gets the numbers, regardless of who the rookie is. And Shador is a 5th-round guy. Don't even ask, right? But
He wasn't supposed to be a 5th-round guy.
Right. But let's say it is what it is, right? Let's be in reality, right?
I guess
in this reality. Even though I love Rick and Morty, and they can hop in different realities.
Rick and Morty.
Yeah. But
Do you watch that crap?
Yeah.
Oh
why is
my
it crap?
God.
It's funny, man. It's hilarious. I turn it on. We can skip the subject right now and go and talk about Rick
all
and Morty.
day. We're not doing
all
that.
day.
Oh
They
my
got
God.
another season coming out too. And I've been waiting for it. I'm
Those
tired
aren't
of cycling
reruns?
through.
Hold on, those aren't reruns?
Yeah. I said they have another season coming out. So I think season 8 is coming out.
A new season?
What?
Because
what part of new season don't you
I
understand?
thought Rick and Morty. I thought those were all reruns.
They are now. What? So what
so
don't
you
you
just said
understand,
there's a
Ryan?
new season.
I don't
That
know.
means it's still in rotation.
They have a new season about to come out.
So it's not reruns.
What don't she understand?
I thought Rick and Morty had been canceled a long time ago.
It's not canceled.
No. Okay.
They're showing reruns because the season came out already, right?
Oh.
I
Anyway.
don't have time to explain.
No,
it.
please, not about Rick and Morty.
All right.
No, back to
So,
Browns and this jersey number.
Yeah. Because of the hype around Shador, should he have had number 2? If and the Diontae Carter, that wasn't his original number.
No. I think Shador Sanders has to deal with whatever number the Browns get him. I mean, obviously, you give him a handful of options. I think 12 is better anyway for a quarterback than 2 is.
Right.
But regardless, no, I don't care if it was Cam Ward. I don't care if you're the number 1 overall pick. You can ask the guy if you can have that number, but go perform on the field, and then we'll talk about what number you want.
I think he wanted him to buy it. I think he may want him to buy it, and I think he'll give it up. Like, oh, you can have that. I'm number such and such anyway. Diontae Johnson. Yeah, he got number 16. He has to play good. Don't wear it, because the last person who of notable was Andrew Hawk. He had it. Can't remember who had it after him, but Diontae Johnson has to play good in that 16. You can't be a nothingness in the number 16 with the
16.
Cleveland Browns. He can't. I know that he has something left in the tank. I swear we should bring that out of him. And I was going to wait for this, and we can still go back and forth between the jersey numbers, but does our wide receiver room look like it's amounting to something? Do we need more? Do we need more bang? Do we need to go out and get another guy?
I think you very well should. I mean, Jerry Jeudy, tremendous season last year, lived up to the contract. That's great. You'd like a new wide receiver one. I mean, Jerry Jeudy's phenomenal, but again, it goes back to, is Jerry Jeudy often the best guy on the field? No, he's not. Cedric Tillman, we'll see what he can do in his third year. Before he had a concussion that pretty much ruined the last 4 or 5 games of his season, he was coming on pretty well with Jameis Winston. And then it's Jamari Thrash, guys like David Bell. I mean, these are like practice.
So you're
guys.
1, 2, and 3.
And so a guy like Diontae Johnson, it's a good deal because it's cheap. You're not really risking anything, and it's a young guy. He's still not old. 2021 was a Pro Bowl season. He's an elite separator. He can get open, which would be awesome for a guy like Flacco. It's just kind of keeping it, right in between the ears is for Diontae Johnson.
I really want Coach Stefanski to have some fun with this offense. I really want him to dive into some type of flex formation where the 2 tight end set.
Yeah.
We gonna motion them guys down and run it. We gonna stand them both up. We're gonna stand one of them up. Have both of those guys. Because do you think that eventually this year that David Njoku may be traded?
I don't think so. I think if anything, he's likely to be extended. I mean, like Harold Fannin, great pick. I'm happy the Browns got him.
I think he's a dog.
He's going to be a dog. He'll never be an elite blocker. He's just undersized. That's what it is. But again, like you have David Njoku. He's your true classic run block tight end. Great. Most of the times, great hands. I'll say that. And both him and Fannin are tremendous after the catch. So
we didn't draft him to be a blocker, though.
Right, you didn't.
That's just something to add. Oh, you can block too? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but when you're running heavy sets, which Kevin Stefanski likes, you got to block.
When K2, Kevin Winslow was here, that was his Achilles heel, blocking. He got better at it, but he wasn't feared for blocking ability. Right? Harold isn't feared for blocking ability. And neither is Njoku. Neither is none of the great tight ends, catching tight ends. I want to see those guys flexed out a lot. I want to see some razzle-dazzle within, because that can alleviate us having to go out and get a guy. They may can see a fruition of talent come through with the third receiver, knowing that Jeudy and Diontae would be the 1 and 2, and then Hill and Carter maybe. Carter is a receiver. He may be a gadget guy using there. We wanted to use, what was the corner? I mean the return man that never touched the field that we was trying to get.
Jakeem Grant?
Not Jakeem, but the year before him. Blew his legs out.
Oh, Naeem Hines?
Naeem Hines. Mm-hmm. No, he was right. Jakeem Grant. And then Naeem Hines wasn't able to touch the field. I really like that they're trying to attack and trying to address the return, position. But at the same time, it also, helps out the receiving core. These guys are multidimensional. They can do something, gadget plays on the offensive side. So back to jersey numbers. Maria, I hope Diontae Johnson wears that proudly, like for real, because I don't want to see a lot of tweets like, oh, Cribs wear better. Like, no, I just want to see the team win.
What's the most you think a player should play for their jersey though? If they want a number.
I mean, it depends on if it's a first round guy.
They don't only do that at the NFL level though. Remember Izzy? He was about to pay somebody for his jersey, and I said, "You bet not at high school."
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, "You bet." I was like, "How much he want for it?" It was like, I think it was like $200. Yeah, still, no.
Nah.
Would you do it then?
No.
Right.
Ain't that serious.
You just gotta wait till whoever got it.
You don't get your jersey at the beginning of the year. It's like, you move on. You ain't trying to pay. We ain't had no money back then to be paying nobody for no jersry. Izzy is a suburb kid. He got too much money.
He got too much money.
His mama give him too much money.
I keep like cash at me. I'm like, for what?
I think Martin Emerson is going to do good in that one. He looks good in that one.
I like a DB with one.
I like how that looks on him. Man. I think he had that in college too, because he was posting his college pick.
Are everybody just changing jersey numbers now? What's going on? I'm confused.
I mean, it's jersey numbers. They've had a rule change a few years back that they allow the defense to, people to wear whatever number they have. You don't have to wear a position-specific jersey now.
Oh.
Where usually
I know
linebackers and linemen had to wear the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
And you couldn't wear a single-digit number if you was this position, a DN.
Yeah.
Or a line. You couldn't wear a single-digit. Now you see defensive guys with 0, with 1.
Oh, see, now I was wondering what I was missing in this conversation.
They had position-specific jerseys that they could only wear. But with that, we'll talk more football when we come back. We'll take another commercial break.
Be right back, you guys.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Infinity. Luxury experiences for those who dare to be different. Visit infinityofbeechwood.com today.
Welcome back to the return. Did you see where I think a Colorado fan is suing
the NFL?
Let me see. I think I had it on my
frivolousness.
phone. The fan sues the NFL for $100 million over Shedeur Sanders' draft slide. They saying they're saying they have emotional distress. It caused them emotional distress and trauma. And I want to get in on that because it caused me the same thing. And then some more things I can't think of. What we learned the position.
Is this a class action? Where do we go sign up?
I want to opt in. Get my $5 worth.
I think the country going to opt in. Like, if this is... we
should have had a lawyer on here. Like, does this have any merit? Josh, they're suing the NFL.
But that's just I think the frivolousness of fandom, and the greatness as well.
It might have really caused them some stress and strain.
Man, they probably going through it on their job. They depend on this football, this sport, to bring them joy and happiness. And when their number one guy wasn't taken, I can understand it, but no.
Insulted, disrespected.
No, the judge going.
It caused me some trauma and some distress.
The judge going to think that's
if anybody want to represent me in this case against it,
docket spam.
Josh, was I not running around the house? He's my witness. Was I not running around the house acting crazy?
Talking about she an Eagles fan.
Yeah, that's not.
I said go Birds.
Because and I was
mad with the Browns. I was upset with everybody. The NFL, the
She's
Browns.
Like, the Browns ain't taking. I'm like, the Browns got their guy. I'm like, the Browns should have taken the Browns. I'm like, the Browns can't be your savior.
I had a headache.
She's like, man, the Browns should have taken. I'm like,
high blood pressure from that.
It's 31 other teams you got to be mad at. The Eagles could have took them. They passed them too. Be mad. I'm like, I'm going for the Eagles. I'm like, nah.
Well, the Eagles didn't need.
They don't need a draft. When he took him, I texted you. Remember, because I wasn't at home.
Mm-hmm.
And you was like, oh, my mom already called me.
My mom already told me. But I was still, by that point, I had already had so much trauma and stress
Ryan,
going on.
Are you a Browns fan again?
Yeah.
Like, are you back? Fair weather?
I'm not back yet. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do we have a problem with athletes posting and recording their workouts, their training videos?
No. I want to see them get...
We have a problem with that.
Who has a problem with it?
People do.
No, I want to see them getting that work in.
Yeah, you ride me. You going off me. You heard me say that already.
I did not even know we were going to be discussing this, Josh. What's the issue?
I'm just messing with you.
Oh.
Don't get...
Who has a problem? What's going on?
Some people in national media feel that way. Some people in local as well. They feel like, we don't want to see you. Or do we have a problem just because guys like Shedeur Sanders has a camera crew following them around? Should we be upset? If I could have a camera crew, I'd have a camera crew. If I could have had one back then, I would have. If I could have had these Ring cameras when I was working out and training, I would have had it. It's just a different type of marketing.
Yeah, it is.
That I feel like the younger athletes should already be on. These high school athletes should have their buddies. If you want to play a sport and you know a college athlete who balling, man, get the camera and go out there and watch him train and be his hype man. You follow him all the way to the NFL, all the way to his Power 5 college.
This is
at every level. Your greatness should be viewed because that's what the world is about in these sports. As soon as they allowed us to be starting to do end zone dances and entertainment like that, man, show everybody.
I think the people that don't understand. I'm sorry. Were you done talking?
No.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
She jumped in like double.
Go ahead.
For me, I want to see the nitty gritty. I want to see the evolution. I was seeing things in Shador as a football player and a coach and his training that I could see that he needed some work on. I'm a critic. I'm an analyst, and I can't wait to see him in the preseason game or in camp fixing some of the things I saw him do during the offseason. Mm-hmm. I love to see these guys get better. Other athletes love it too. So when people, turn their noses up at it, because of their celebrity, I love seeing people work hard in their craft. So if you in your office job and you ain't a sports person and you crunching numbers at the computer, give me put your highlight online. I might be like, look at him, look at that accountant working hard at their craft. I love to see people work hard at their craft.
I think
and show it in a creative way. That's all I'm saying.
I love to see, especially athletes, showing that they're getting it in at the gym, because I think people would definitely be criticizing them if they were showing them down in Miami partying or in Vegas, turning up, popping bottles.
Yeah,
so it's like they can't win.
That's the stuff a lot of people
want to see them shopping and buying and showing their luxurious life, or you want to see them putting that work in and showing that I deserve to be here and I'm staying healthy and ready for y'all, the fans. You know what I mean?
Because in this world, you see it all, right? You see the parties, players getting arrested. Now you see them working out. You see it doing and in the community.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we herald that?
Exactly.
And applaud, look at that. Younger athletes are going to follow that.
Yeah.
So I want to see, and then I do want to see them out and hanging out at the parties and stuff. Little snapshot, not everything. Everything ain't meant to be on TV. But you work hard. It's a time to put in that work, and guess what? It's a time to play. Yeah. It's like we tell our children, it's a time to play and to have fun. At night, when you've done your work and you put that grind in, go ahead and have a couple hours outside. Have a couple hours at the club.
And I love what the Sanders family does, especially as far as documenting everything they do, the content creation side of it. And I think only people who are content creators, which I'm a content creator, y'all don't understand how much money you receive from being a content creator. So
it's also money. It's marketing.
It's marketing. So you're going to have, I was telling, anybody has a young student athlete or, a kid in school that's thinking about getting in front of that camera, push them in front of that camera and have them promote whatever they're into, because that can get them paid.
Right.
It's ridiculous how much money not ridiculous, it's warranted because it's hard work, but these kids, if they have any type of following or they're doing anything where another kid could be inspired by, put a camera in front of them and let the brands come, and then you'll be sitting over there retired. You'll be watching this show retired because your kid making so much money that you ain't got to do nothing.
I don't want to just make it seem like we're talking about Sanders, because
I love what they do, though. I love that.
Yeah, I also like seeing Judkins, right? Quinshawn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Quinshawn Judkins getting it in. Mm-hmm. I keep watching his cone work, because I used to do that same workout, Ryan. And as he was doing it, I was watching it over and over, Ryan. I got to see myself doing it.
Yeah.
I started
doing the motions,
doing that.
Going through the motions.
Muscle memory.
Yeah.
I used to do the same workout. I was a returner. His money is based off of his footwork.
Mm-hmm.
He don't get paid to catch the balls. So you ain't going to see him taking care of his hand.
Yeah.
He has to be able to catch, but his money is in that footwork.
Right.
So that was me. My money was in my footwork. So when my knees started to go, I was like, baby, you better get on that pole, start to shake a tail feather, because these knees is going. These knees is going out.
Hey, they not moving as fast as they used to be.
Oh, my God. Let's take a commercial break.
All right, we'll be right back, you guys.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Garage Beer. No bitterness, no frills, no IPA, just beer-flavored beer. Find local retailers who sell garage beer near you by visiting drinkgaragebeer.com.
Welcome back to The Return with Josh and Maria Cribbs. Now, Josh, you had something else you wanted
to... shout out to Julian Edelman, man.
Oh, yeah, you did something.
He went into and has been inducted into the New England Patriots Hall of Fame.
Let's go.
Golden Flashes, stand up, baby. That's my guy. Came right behind me and had tremendous success at the NFL level, following his success at the collegiate level. But Julian Edelman right there, well-deserved. Very underrated wide receiver talent of all time. I think one of the most underrated talents of all time at the receiver position.
And let me tell you this. And so that's what I was going to get to that point last segment. When it comes to content creation, you got to make yourself a big deal. You got to self-promote. So say someone like Julian Edelman had a camera in front of him from Kent State up throughout his whole NFL career.
Right.
You got to make, like MTKYN Foundation,
right.
You got to make people know your name, or they'll forget about you, or they'll write you off, or they'll just put you in a category with the others. You have to promote yourself.
Absolutely.
So
I'm
for it.
And
congratulations to him.
Yeah, speaking more on Edelman, he had such a rise, right? And he got a chance and NFL players need to understand that, and free agents need to understand that because of injury. He balled out. Wes Welker went down in a playoff game, and in comes Julian Edelman. And they didn't miss a beat. In fact, the beat picked up when Julian Edelman came in the game. And once he came in, they didn't need Edelman no more. And it was Julian Edelman from then on. You get what I'm saying? Like, he started.
You said they didn't need Edelman no more.
They didn't need.
the other guy. Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah, they didn't need.
You begin so into your story.
Did Edelman come to Kent basically right after you left, or was there an overlap at all?
Yeah, it was no overlap. I was
so.
gone. It was another guy, Tommy Sicko. Then he moved to tight end, and then Julian came in from a JUCO, from California. But he came in and just was on fire. So I had success at returning. He would tell this story, right? Julian would always tell the story, give me way too much credit. I'm like, come on. So since I had success at returner, and our head coach, formerly Dean Pease, he had went to the Patriots.
Is that who grabbed him?
Yeah, they felt like. It's not that he did it, but it was that connection.
Yeah.
They felt like, man, we can get another Cribbs. Kent State quarterback who balling out. We can use him in the slot and as a returner because he started out as a returner. Wes Welker, the guy in front of Julian Edelman, was a returner.
Okay.
I used to talk to him all the time when he used to play for the Miami Dolphins. So it was that type of mold that Julian Edelman fit, that returner slot receiver.
Yeah.
He got a chance to play. A lot of times the returners don't get to play offense unless a guy get injured. Wes Welker got injured, and that was when, big bad Julian Edelman showed up and showed out and became one of his, the way he showed up more for me was in fantasy. I used to pick him all the time. In fact, man, he used to be killing. Especially, also his stats is just one of the greatest postseason stats.
Oh my God, yeah. He has a plethora of Super Bowl records, man. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah. I might have to tell him, let me borrow one of them rings. Send one of them to Cleveland.
See what it looked like. Just send it to the house.
Give it back at the end of the year.
Congratulations, man. That's what's up.
A copy made.
We got one more commercial break, and we're going to come back and chat it up a little bit.
All right.
Don't go anywhere, you guys. We'll be right back.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Fairway Ford, the largest inventory of new Ford trucks, the lowest pricing, and same hometown level of service. Visit fairwayfordohio.com today.
Welcome back to The Return. Now, Josh, we talked about the movie Sinners a few weeks ago.
Yep.
Josh saw it without me.
Yep.
Then went back with me to see it, which I'll have to say that movie was good.
Yeah.
And I want to see it again.
Yeah, we could do that.
Ryan, when the last time you been to the movies?
Last time I've been to the movies. Oh, I'm choking here. I can't even remember. It wasn't that long
ago.
Girl that
you had said.
Never take a girl to the movie theater. I will never do
Ryan,
that.
what is wrong with you and all these restrictions with girls?
It's too intimate and awkward. Like, especially if it's like a first date. I'm not going to a movie theater. I've done that before. It's the most awkward thing ever.
Right.
You're just sitting there in silence.
You sitting there like, dang, should I touch her? Should I put my arm around her?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Does she want me to try her right now?
So how many dates in do you go to the movies?
20.
Right, Josh, you said you up here encouraging this. No,
I'm weak.
Ryan has all these rules. Like, nope, can't go through my phone. Better not post a picture of me.
He wants to get past the awkward stage, so they can go to the movie in their PJs and clown.
Where would you take
and
somebody?
Just sit there and chill.
Hold on, where would you take somebody on the first date, Ryan?
We used to.
Where y'all going?
I can use the bathroom in front of her.
First date. I don't know. I'll go play some mini golf.
That's what I'm about to say. Go do an activity.
You gotta be outside doing an activity.
Go do an activity.
Having conversations.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And something don't cost a lot of money. Go to swings and things, or do the bowling or something like that. Not even, putt.
I get it. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
something where you can be like, well, you're better than them.
And we did watch. What was that movie with Anthony Mackie?
Oh, Captain America. Finally.
Yeah, I gotta finish watching that too. Did y'all see the
Met
Met Gala photos from yesterday?
I saw a couple.
I did too. Did you see?
No, I didn't see it at all. I didn't see.
Well, did you see who popped out Prego?
No. Oh, Rihanna.
So you did see?
No, I just heard about it. I didn't see it. They was like, man, Rihanna pregnant again.
Okay, so look, I want to ask you guys if you ever done this. Okay, so a few weeks ago, Rihanna, she was FaceTiming, I think, was it Sexy Red or Glorilla? One of them, they were doing a campaign for her, right? And I was like, oh, she look a little pregnant, but I didn't want to say anything in the comments, and I don't want to get nobody like, oh, you're whatever. So when she popped out pregnant the other night, I was like, she was pregnant. I knew it. But look, have y'all ever made the mistake of asking someone how far along they were and they weren't pregnant?
No. That's like out of a movie.
Yes, that's exactly off a movie. Who would do that?
I bet you someone watching has done it. No, after I had Kimura, we were in Kent. After I had Kimura, I walked up to somebody and was like, she had a little It was round and firm. And I said, oh, how far
The
along are you?
pudge?
And she was like, I'm not pregnant. I'm
Oh,
like,
God.
so I know that's how I learned my lesson to never do that. That's what I'm saying.
Did see. I think you
Oh,
did see
okay,
for
congratulations
that. You
for
got
you
to
guys
be a
for not
little.
doing that. No, I'm sure someone watching has done that before. You guys, we love y'all so much for watching. Make
Come
sure
on,
you
Cavs.
support the
Pull it out,
Cavs out
baby.
there in
Let's go.
Indiana. Go
Guardians,
Guards, go
let's do
everybody.
it.
We love all y'all. We'll catch you next time on The Return with Josh and Maria Cribbs. See y'all.
Peace.